Hey boys. This isn't a live stream. This is just gonna be a recording. I realized that if I'm streaming all the time, then I can't just like do a quick little thing. So instead, I'll have these little uploads maybe every now and again, where I'm just gonna do like resource gathering, and that way I don't have to do like. Okay, I already started resource gathering, but I realized maybe I should record that since this isn't AFKing. Uh, Oh, it revealed nether ports for me. So yeah, there's just gonna be like a little more of a chill stream than usual. Or not stream, a little more of a chill thing. I'm just hanging out is all. There we go, that was an easy. And all went in lava, so who cares? Yeah, so here I'm just gonna let myself go quiet. Maybe try to think of some stories to tell. Since this is just kind of more for the mindless harvesting. So right now I'm trying to just get some EXP. Because I don't have any right now. And gold, because might as well. I didn't bring any wood with me. What am I talking about? I'm like, I didn't bring any wood with me. What am I going to do? I can't make a crafting table to put all these nuggets away. Then I remember I can do that. Oh, stack of gold ain't bad, actually. Since I don't have the gold farm. I'm also considering maybe changing the gold farm design I was going to use. But who knows? We'll see. We're going to use the axe on this Enderman since I don't want to anger the piglin. Dude, he has so much health. Okay, that sucks. Just died of fall damage. Yeah, I'm just trying to go mining here to repair all my tools for now. And then we'll harvest some magma blocks. And we'll call that good. No, well, can't reach that. Oh shoot, they go through lava? That's not good. Oh, you get actually cucked. So yeah, so I don't have my totem in my offhand right now, but it's right there in my hotbar, so I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna run around, gather some resources. I'm also still debating, I was thinking maybe I could just not use elytras, but that sounds kind of lame, because then I can never travel quickly. So I was thinking maybe instead of using rockets with an elytra, I just use other types of transportation. So like wind charges or riptide tridents or like, you know, slime blocks to launch me in the air. Or just, you know, like a way to quickly reach world height and then leap off. So just have a lot of options. 'Cause it's just kind of boring if it's just, you know, like everybody's seen a guy using an elytra to get around. And I feel like it gets kind of stale if like, because my focus is like to at least somewhat be unique. Because if I'm not doing that, then like, why are you watching? You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of wasting your time as the viewer if I'm just doing something that you could, like, if I'm just playing Minecraft, you could be playing Minecraft yourself. But if I'm at least doing something differently, then I think that's kind of important. But we'll see. I mean, I keep going back on rules all the time, so I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Oh, there's some blackstone here. I'm not going to harvest it since I don't really need it, and if I needed large quantities of blackstone, I have options. Oh, in hindsight, I should probably use the pickaxe that has high durability instead of the low durability one. Yeah, I think all the EXP we've been harvesting hasn't been going to the fortune pickaxe and is going to the one in my offhand, which is fine. That's actually a nice mechanic. Here we go. So yeah, these are the good veins. So maybe mining directly next to lava is a bad idea, and instead we look for exposed veins when I'm just like out and about. Because we've already gotten a few stacks, and we haven't had any troubles with lava just yet. Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, I probably just jinxed it. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'll try to harvest as much as I can. Okay, there we go. That's like 99% of it. I'll call that good. Oh, shoot. And we're gonna head this way instead. Oh, we're in lava now. That's fine. Just trying to find a way out. I guess at this point, I forgot I had another wreck. I just didn't want to go into my inventory, but then I remembered pick block exists. There we go. So we'll just call that good. So I could like go harvest some of that over there. But I feel like we just run into lava. I mean, I'll give it a try, I suppose. I just feel like it's gonna end out in lava anyway. Yeah. So we'll harvest what we can find, but it's fine. There we go. Keep harvesting this nether quartz, repairing my gear. Just because I've been pretty desperate in EXP. But I wasn't super motivated to finish the gold farm just yet. I want to finish villagers. I spent some time AFKing at the villager breeder. But we'll have plenty of resources for that. Yeah, so I probably won't edit this, or maybe I'll make it like a super cut if I cared enough. I don't think I'm using that word right, but who cares? Like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But it's just like a quick resource gathering session. I say quick. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out like a better approach. I was watching. I just came back to Hermitcraft because I didn't watch that in ages. Like I pretty much I only watched the beginning of season 8 and then I skipped season 9. I just started watching season 10. I was like, "Oh, you can just like they get resources too." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm deciding to, you know, cuz I don't want to always be doing I want to avoid off-camera work as much as I can cuz that kind of sucks to watch to like enjoy the it's hard to enjoy the content when you're like getting time skipped. Not that I'm saying it's like wrong, it's just not what I feel like doing. Okay, he's not gonna attack me. Or I'm wrong. Or he's gonna only attack me once I'm gone. Okay. Looks like we need to shed some resources. So let's craft some more gold. Oops. Gold. Turn it all into blocks. And then we're gonna turn all the quartz into blocks as well. You can't uncraft it from quartz, but we're going to be harvesting so much it's not a big deal. So what we can do is we put... Oh, I didn't empty this. That sucks. Okay, whatever. What I'm going to do then... I'm going to pick up a bunch of the random garbage that I don't care about. And I'm going to take that with me. If I take it with me, I mean chuck it out right here. I can get more of that. Or whatever. Max that. And we'll keep going. Yeah, I pretty much will just do whatever. Like the piglins aggro me constantly, so I've been killing them. And they drop some EXP, so it's pretty useful. Am I too quiet? I just realized that because I'm talking pretty quiet. I'll turn up my gain just a little bit. Just in case. There, we'll just do a few decibels. Probably just a small improvement. One weird thing my computer keeps doing is every time, if I have Minecraft paused, like if Minecraft is playing, but then I pause the game and then I boot up OBS, it'll crash my game for some reason. I don't know why it does it. It says it's like running behind on ticks. So my guess is extra resources get devoted to something else, and then the game's confused because I'm paused, but like it thinks stuff should be happening. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm just spitballing there, so yeah. I'm not really paying attention to where I am. I know I'm relatively close to the base, so I'm not too scared. In worst case, I have plenty of food. I have a totem. And I have maxed out gear. Well, I guess not fully maxed out, but you know, I have good gear. Normally I didn't think Minecraft single player would be this enjoyable, but honestly it's pretty good. I'm clearly not the type of person who goes into those 2-week Minecraft phases. Which I guess makes sense, since usually I'm the person who initiates everybody getting into Minecraft again. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I've been taking the game a little slower this time around. Like, I haven't even thought about going to the end yet. Which I probably should at some point, because, well, obviously I'm gonna at some point. I probably should start thinking about that more. Since, those resources are, like, shulker boxes are useful. I can get plenty of ender chests and whatnot. Exploring. Only annoying part is that, I don't know, I'm gonna, it's just like a, I don't know, I just think elytras are boring. Oh my god, is that a first try? No, it was not. Oh? There we go. I don't think I can hit this guy from here. Come on. I think I'm just gonna have to wait for them to despawn or stop shooting. Oh, I can 3-shot him if I'm good. Okay, good to know. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on stream yet, but I was on my high school student council my senior year. It was pretty good. I met a lot of people, and I wasn't particularly fans of any one of the people. Like, I mean, they're fine to be around. I mean, they're popular because they're charismatic to some level. But the reason I won is basically our student council, so they have a voting category, basically. And they have 3, I guess, technical positions. So, like, you have obviously, like, president, you have secretary, you have vice president, or not vice president, I don't think we had that. You have secretary, and then you have, like, presidents of each different class, so sophomores, juniors, and seniors. My high school doesn't have it doesn't put the freshman class in the high school. Which probably just should be normalized, because it just sounds like a better system. Also just, like, stops people from, like, hitting on freshmen. Which, you know, like, by people I mean, like, seniors. But also, whatever. I guess I technically could have just stared at these Endermen. I just realized that. Ah, he escaped. He's trying to find a way up. I guess I can just extend his Nylium, and then... No, they can't reach me. So basically, then the technical positions, those are more based on merit. So you'd submit an application, and I mean everybody submits an application, but the technical positions, you'd submit an application and then be reviewed. And the idea is it gets reviewed by, like, the teachers or maybe the student council. I don't remember. But, like, those applications are due, like, way after the others. And instead of being held at a vote, it's just based on who does the best job. There's 3 positions, but there are only 3 people who applied among the 3 positions. But me and another person, we both submitted for the cinematographer position. And so what they did is they're just like, hey, there's only 3 of you who signed up for, like, these types of positions. They all work pretty closely together. Would you just want to would you just rather have those positions split up, and so that way we don't have to find an extra replacement? And we're like, yeah, that works, because none of us were, like, even cared that much. And their assignments for positions were honestly better than what I was, because I'm less of like a filmmaker, more of an editor. So like, it makes more sense to be. I was the technical, what was it? It was technical something. Oh, technology specialist. That was it. And so I basically just dealt with the electronics and edited the videos. Except I only edited some of them because the cinematographer just edited them all the time. And I kept asking him like, "Hey, can I edit them instead?" And they kept going like, "Yeah," but I'd have to ask every time, and we made them like weekly. And so I just edited a lot of the time. Not a lot of the time, like, you know, I probably did like a quarter of them. We didn't even do them weekly every time, I don't think. But you know, she was a hard worker, so I kind of just felt bad that it felt like she was doing a lot more work than I was. But I helped in other like aspects, like she couldn't come to a lot of events because she was so busy. But I was there at most events. And when I say most events, I mean events like hosted by the student council or that were like basically anything not sports related. I'm not a big sports guy. I'm not saying like sports are bad or something. I'm just not like a guy who's into them. Like I can't stand to sit and watch football. It's just really boring for me. But like, and it's not like, oh, it's because he's like a gamer. He'd only watch video games. Like I don't like watching esports either. Like I also find esports boring. I don't know. I think in my brain it's like these people are playing a game high level, but I could just be playing that game and there's nothing specifically unique. Like they're just playing a game really well. And that's why I don't watch people speedrun games. I watch people talk about people speedrunning games because they make like a narrative and a story. So I feel like there's more to talk about there than just like, oh, this guy beat this one game. Like, take H Bomber Guy's video on speedrunning and like the Mirror's Edge community. I would not watch people play Mirror's Edge and speedrun it. Like I'd watch a Let's Player do it, but that's because they're bringing like some unique other than speed. And I'm not saying like, oh, speedrunning isn't valid. I'm saying this is like my personal preference. Is kind of the idea. And that's kind of I don't know. I feel like that's where I'm coming from when I approach a lot of things. So like this Minecraft world, I'm like, okay, so what's like the most fun thing I can do or most interesting? And it's like honestly, elytras are boring and they make pretty much every other mode of travel obsolete. And they make it so easy to do like a bunch of stuff. And it means your bases have to usually be a lot bigger to actually matter since you're soaring in from high up. And so I'm thinking maybe we cut elytras, or at least maybe I'll use elytras, but like in unconventional ways, like I said, with wind charges and tridents, or still use them still with fireworks. But I just like if I'm just like out and about. So if like I'm exploring super far distances, I'll consider it. But otherwise, I just go the other route. All right. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put that in my offhand. Which one's my fortune? There we go. Yeah. And the reason I'm killing these endermen is, I mean, A, for ender pearls, because I don't have any right now. Well, I have ender pearls. I don't have as many as I'd like to have. I'm just going around killing all of them. But also, they drop a lot of EXP. I think that's the main reason I'm killing all of them. Also, it's just fun to kill endermen. I programmed when I was in like, what was it? It was like 6th, maybe 7th grade. I programmed a game in Scratch. And if you don't know what Scratch is, it's basically kind of like a baby's first coding language. So it's building blocks, like a style coding language. It's supposed to be very simple, unless you make games. If you want like an explanation on it, kind of, watch Michael Reeves's video. Just look up Michael Reeves like Scratch drone or something like that. But it's titled like I haven't watched Michael Reeves in a while actually. I should go back and rewatch some of his videos. But basically he figured out how to do complex stuff. So it's capable of a lot, like any programming language. But to do anything good requires like a lot of know-how. But I built a game, and it was just like a side-scroller platformer, and it was like really simple. Like my gravity was garbage. Basically, if it sensed you were touching a certain color, which was what the color the ground was, it would just teleport you a few. It would teleport you a few units up. So it would change your y-axis slightly. But what happened is you touch it, and then you move up, and then you fall again, and so you just jitter in place. And basically, I couldn't like make it the jitter more subtle, because then you would fall really slowly. And because I was doing like the most basic gravity ever, and it was really bad. And you can't just stop when you touch the ground, because then what happens is basically it's because there's like frames. Basically, the game would register you're not touching, and then the next frame your thing would the program runs until while even though the next frame hasn't happened, and so you end up inside the ground, and that can be annoying. And so what I did is I just left it like that. I didn't do anything about it because it didn't matter. But the big thing about it was art, and so I drew a lot of art for the game, like the little character running around. And that character is like my little like icon guy that I not like that I like made when I was in like I don't know when I was young. Yeah, basically the game you just walked by and it was like 3 or 4 areas, and one of them was literally just a giant Enderman. That was it. And when you beat it, it plays the Enderman death noise, and I played it really loud because it was funny. But I actually won. So another thing is the school every year has tech awards, where there's a bunch of different categories and it's awards show. And that was the only for a while that was the only year I actually made anything for it. And that won in its category, like best video game. I won, and I have the trophy. That felt pretty good because I hadn't really like I didn't get a lot of recognition for anything. And that was kind of one of the first times, so I was like, oh, I can make stuff. And then I proceeded not to make literally anything for ages. And then the last year, which was 9th grade, because the school added a 9th grade, and then because the high school I was gonna go to didn't have freshmen, it just made sense to stay at that one school instead of transferring. So yeah, so 9th grade, I took a bunch of classes like music production and okay, that was about it. Oh, I think I had a video production class. So it was music production and video production. And I made like a ton of things, and every now and again I like upload one to my YouTube channel and then decide to remove it because I'm still iffy on showing my face. I just like I'll be okay with it because I'm like because I like the content and I think people should see it, and then I get nervous about privacy, and so then I delete everything. Like that's what I did with my TikTok. If you've seen it, it's empty because I deleted all my TikToks. Well, I didn't delete them. I unlisted them because I knew at some point I'd probably want them back. But yeah, but I liked I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so I made a bunch of stuff in music production and video production. And then what I did is so I made all that stuff in video and music production. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my thoughts together. And then I submitted a bunch of it for the Tech Awards. And the idea was you could only submit yourself once for each category. And if you're in a group, you can only be on the list of that group for that category once. But because I was so, I guess, prolific in the music production class, mostly because I had a lot of friends in there and they didn't want to sing, but I was okay with it. They made me sing some of their songs. And so I accidentally got entered into multiple categories without my knowledge. But they just like printed the awards, which means they like didn't screen it at all to make sure it was fair. But yeah, and then I submitted into most video categories and some of the music categories. And I won a total of, I can turn around and check real quick. One sec. So I won a total of 6 trophies from that single event, which was a lot because like 6 trophies basically meant that because I don't think there was more than 12 categories. Like I'm pretty sure. I'd have to check, but so like I showed up a lot. Okay, 12 is probably too low, but there's like less than 20 is probably a better estimate. So like they would like announce an award and they'd be like Jonas, and then I'd be like, huh? And then I'd walk up, accept my thing, and then like the first time I was like, yo, and then it kept happening, and I'm like, okay, maybe I entered into too many categories, but I was pretty happy with it because you know it feels good to be recognized for your achievements. And like it's not like the stuff I made was bad. I mean, like obviously it's not like good by like any standards, but like as far as like a ninth grader pissing about with his friends, trying to like make good stuff, and we had some good production. Like I was like I don't know what the name for it is, but we had like the school news, and I was like the lead producer or whatever it's called, the editor in chief or whatever. So basically, I would like script the videos, and then I would assign roles, and then I would act, and like other people would act, um, and you know all this stuff. And we had one time where the teacher's like, "Hey Jonas, why don't you let somebody else script the video?" And I'm like, "Okay." And it was absolute garbage. And I think it's the only one I have downloaded from all of those news videos, which is unfortunate, but also funny. But it's like this super jumbled mess, and like they missed a bunch of stuff. Like it was awful. And I just I think it's funny. I felt very validated. I was like, I knew it was gonna be bad. But you know, it's whatever because it didn't matter. And like I definitely overreacted. I think I cried because I wasn't getting my way, but which is like crazy to be doing when you're in ninth grade or freshman. But like I've changed a ton since then, so I don't really like I'm not super embarrassed about it anymore. I'm definitely embarrassed. Obviously, you got to have some humility. But I was just like, yeah, I mean it happened, but like I'm not like that anymore, so it doesn't bother me. I just kind of felt bad for the person, for like the people that had to deal with me all the time. But whatever. So yeah, so we made the news, and it was good. I didn't edit it though. I hadn't gotten super into editing yet. That'd be in like other classes where I learned that skill. Like after freshman year. But our guy editing, he was unfunny. Which is a mean way to put it. But he was. I think he was like antisocial or like maybe like autistic. I'm not sure. All I know is he was not like a guy. He was not like a completely. I'm trying to not like say anything derogatory here. Like obviously he didn't have like he wasn't funny, which isn't connected to him being like. I'm pretty sure he was not neurotypical, and that was probably unrelated to his sense of humor. His sense of humor was just bad. But he'd like constantly put like goofy edits on people's faces, and then we'd constantly have to tell him like, okay, remove that in the final cut. And he'd be like, why? And we're like, because it's not funny. And he's like, but it is. And we're like, but we're trying to like appear professional to some level. And he's like, okay. And then we like would do that. And so in the news that I didn't write, they let him do the face thing, and so it's just like a goofy shot, which is fine. Like he was good at editing for like a ninth grader, and so you know, he was the best of us at that. And I definitely gave him too much of a hard time. I gave too many people too much of a hard time. Like I treated it really seriously when it really didn't need to be because it was just you know, it was just like a for fun thing. But hey, you live and you learn, I suppose. But yeah, and then we also, oh yeah, this reminded me, we held a vote for what the news channel would be called. Like, what would we name our channel? For like what you know what does the title screen say? And everybody forgot that we are holding a voting thing. So one person typed "Isa Cool News" and it was absolutely atrocious. That name is like garbage, but it got like 2 votes, and so it won. But I was too late because I said bad news. I'm like, that's funny. Bad news, it's self-deprecating, but it's also like a double entendre because it means we have bad news, but also the news is bad. So it was like, it was a good joke. But the teacher was like, well, you posted it late, frick, even though it got like, way more votes. Like, the icicle news idea got like 2, one of them probably being the person who posted it. Mine got like 9 because like we already were doing news. He just like decided to give us a name later, and so like everybody trusted my opinions. Not saying I'm like perfect or anything, but like bad news was a good name, and so it was like Icicle, and I also think I got overly angry. I was really emotional. I've leveled out a lot. But yeah, so we did that. And yeah, so I don't know. I just think I don't know. I've done a lot of stuff in like video making and whatnot. And the only reason I don't video make now, well, is because I don't have Adobe access because the schools removed that, which is like fair. And I just don't want to bother to learn a different film editor right now or buy one. Um, so who cares? But yeah, so oh, new tool repair time. But yeah, but usually I'm at the helm of these projects because I'm not. I don't know if I'd say I'm a good leader, but I'm definitely a good manager in a way. Like I can plan. I'm good at. I'm a good organizer, I guess is a better way of saying that. Like I'm not like amazing with people, but I can. But if we have like a project focus, then I can definitely like work with that. But sometimes I can just struggle around strangers. Sometimes I can be very natural. My personality changes a lot depending on the situation. I think it just comes down to context. Like, uh, if there's like if like one of my family members has their friends over, I'll basically be like a very coarse person to talk to. Like I'm not good at conversing, and I think it's because it's in the privacy of my home. But then when I'm like out in public, with strangers, having to talk to them, like at my job, like I met a coworker I hadn't met before, and like, but I was able to act pretty normal because like in this context it's fine. Or like when I'm like being the cashier, getting people's items, I'm able to act pretty polite and like you know uh, more energetic than normal. And that's because I know like how to act, and I'm like expecting to have to talk with people because I'm you know supposed to bag their items, so I'm prepared for it somewhat. Which might be it, might not be it, who knows. But I feel like in my brain at least that's a way to describe it. But yeah. I've also been on 2 robotics teams. The first one was with just the people I knew the closest in the robotics class. But I wasn't as good of friends with them as I thought I was, and that team basically imploded really fast. I say really fast. Like we got to the end of the year, but like we basically gave up on competitions. And like the moment that we didn't have to compete anymore, like all the events at our level, because our robot wasn't good. We like over-engineered, handled time inefficiently, fought a lot, like like a bunch of stuff. It was just nobody liked working together. Like everybody had grievances with each other. I think I was the only like kind of passable person, but I'm still pretty obnoxious. When I was in like 7th grade. So it's, like nobody got along that well. Like I think everybody was just like lukewarm towards me. Like nobody hated me, but obviously I was just like there. But yeah, so but I'm good at saying yes sir. So that was probably why they that's probably my biggest strength. Not saying my biggest strength is being a yes man. It's my biggest strength is being able to follow directions, I guess. But yeah, but then I had a second robotics team in ninth grade. I think it was ninth grade. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And that team went way better because it was my best friend and then two other guys who were like good friends because I worked with them in music production and video production. And so those guys, they were great to work with because you know I know how to work with them. I knew them. And our robot was a lot better, and we actually made it to state, and then it got announced that we made it to Worlds, but unfortunately, they just like said the wrong thing. They didn't understand the rules when they were announcing like who won and who gets to do what. So, in fact, our team didn't make it to Worlds, but we think that's a better story anyway. To be like, we made it to Worlds, and actually, no, we didn't, because we weren't gonna go, because you have to fundraise, you know, all this money to go, and it's like, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars. And so it just wasn't worth it. I also think it was actually digital Worlds that year, but it was still really expensive anyway, for no real reason. So we were just like, eh. We just we didn't care that much. Like you know, we had fun laughing about it. And our robot performed a lot better. And I still have the design notebook we had for that, for building the robot, and I still have a paper from that was on our table at one of the events. Because I just liked it so much. And our team name was the Forgettables. And actually, on some level, our logo, it was basically just like the outline of a guy's shoulders in a stock image, and then oh god, and then it was a question mark because it was like, oh, we're forgettable, we don't have a face, and that was kind of the vague idea we had, which is actually after the original Sandman image, but before the new revamped one, and the new revamped one probably reflects it a little more. But instead it has the bar instead of like arrows or something. Or not an arrow, a question mark. So yeah, I was pretty proud of that, and I made pins of the team logo. But yeah, we did a lot in all those classes. And that team was a lot more fun. I don't know where the two other guys are at. I mean, I still talk to my best friend all the time. But the other two guys, one of them, I think both of them moved away or something like that. Oh, but weird thing about one of the guys is you couldn't see the color red. So like as in it would appear black if you looked at the color red. And so like and one funny thing that would happen is the motors to the robots, the text on them to show you which way they were turning, and like which way is up, which way is down, was in red. So we couldn't let him assemble the motors, but he was our programmer. But he couldn't put the motors on because he couldn't tell which direction they were turning, and so he could break the robot if he did that, which is funny. And we always mess with him about it, but like, you know, banter. But yeah, but like Wyatt, he was the other guy. Alex was the guy who couldn't see red. Wyatt, he's probably one of, if not the funniest guy I've ever met. He had a lot of great jokes. I totally forgot about this one, and my friend Cash, he reminded me of it recently. It was like fruit cocktail. I don't taste any, because the school lunch, you get like a thing and it says like fruit cocktail, and it's just like some fruit and like a syrup in like a little jar that they give you. And he was like, I don't taste any, and that that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in ninth grade. You know, and you know, I love those jokes like a ton. Like, you know, chef's kiss, do they really? Shrimp fried rice. Like you were telling me a shrimp fried this rice. You know, all those different ones. And so you know, he's a funny guy. And those days were good, but obviously, like, I'm such a different person. It's not like I would like want to go back to them or something. I mean, maybe handle things better than I did then, but like, my actions make who I am or something. But I learned a lot about like technical stuff and whatnot. And I'm glad I did all that stuff. I'm glad I got a good robotics experience though, because it would have sucked to like come away from robotics with like like a terrible experience of like from robotics with those guys, the original guys. With like that terrible team chemistry. And it's like, this is what a good team feels like when the people actually respect each other's ideas and opinions. And like to prove I'm not a good leader is where I was like, hey, we should hold a vote for who should be team leader in the second robotics team. And they unanimously did not vote for me because I was like, oh, I gotta be a shoo-in. And then they voted for my best friend, which obviously I was upset about, but it's like now it's like whatever. And another time, I was like, I don't remember when, but we were like, we should vote for a leader recently as a bit, recalling that moment. And then Cash remembered it, and I was like, that's funny. And so, yeah. Oh, God. Ow. Yeah. I mean, people say, like, high school will be some of the best years of your lives, and it's like, yeah, maybe. But, like, some people have crappy times, and usually it's like all the things that they tell you about. It's like, oh, you have to participate in events. And it's like, yeah, like senior year was one of my better years because I participated in stuff way more. And if I hadn't, it's not like I would have had a bad time. It's just I would have done less is all. Yeah, I don't have any huge regrets from high school. I mean, I'm going to college, so that's basically just like high school part 2. Ow. But oh, there's a guy on me. Ow. Yeah. And a different story. Applying for a job is weird because they'll be like, what other jobs have you had, like previous experience? And now you gotta like figure out how the stuff you have done that obviously isn't a job like counts as experience. And so obviously student council is an easy one. Like if you want like something good to put on like an application for like a first job or something, like put like student council if you don't have enough experience to label anything, because like it's like I have work in leadership and whatnot. I'm not saying it's like the best thing, like it's probably better to have an actual job there if you need options. Oh, I just remembered, actually one year I did theater tech and that was really fun, and I always try to sign up for it again, but it always conflicted with my other classes that I cared about more than theater tech. But I really like theater tech because it's fun to be on like that behind the scenes. Because like it's not like I don't necessarily enjoy being center of attention. I love that. But being able to like see like the behind the scenes of everything is really fun and an interesting experience. Because normally like you all you're seeing is like all the work that comes after instead of all the work that comes before. And so like you're appreciating like, oh, the actor's performance was so great, but you're not thinking about how much effort they put into the set. And so you spend like ages painting something just for like a couple shows, or like months preparing just for a few weeks of showtime. And I think I don't know, it's cool. It's kind of shows you the ropes of everything. I think I was definitely like, like 90% of the way to becoming a theater kid. I think I just never bothered that much. I mean, technically I've been in plays, so I guess I count as a theater kid, actually. I did High School Musical, and that was an experience. It was like a summer camp, and I mean, it was fine, but like obviously I'd never done anything like that, so I was really nervous. So I just got like some like backing role, and I had exactly one speaking part where I think I said like thunderclap Manhattan or something like that. I don't remember. And that was a thing. I don't know. And so yeah, I said that, That was my one line. But I was just like in the basketball group of guys. Which is, I don't know. I have a lot of vague opinions on all this. But it was fun, I guess. And there's some people from my school there that I hadn't started at the school yet. Like I later went to started going to the other school, a new school. And actually, that reminds me, I moved around a lot when I was younger. Like, ow. Like, I mean, I went to, so from like 7 years old, so like first grade to, or maybe it was second grade. No, it was first grade to all the way up to sixth grade. I had gone to one. Let's see. I'm trying to count. Went to one, then two, then 3, 4, 5 different schools. I think. So basically, averages out to like one school every year. But it was mostly like I went to one school for a while, and then then had to switch at the very beginning or very end of the year. So it wasn't like crazy, but you know, I always make new friends. I'm not in contact with anybody from any of the other schools anymore, except for like, you know, the last two. Like, you know, because I went from like 6th grade to 9th grade, I went to the same school. And so I'm still in contact with a bunch of those people there. Like, that's how I met my best friend. And so, you know. But going to a lot of schools, what I learned is you meet a lot of weird people. Like, I mean, yeah, mostly weird people, if I'm being honest. Ow. Yeah, I mean, I'm not friends with most of the people I was friends with at my old school. Like, only a couple of people, and it's because you, like, meet people, and then, like, you find out that you guys don't meld that well, or, like, you know, you just lose contact eventually. Or you just realize they're a bad person, which happens. Hey, this is your daily, this is your reminder right now that if somebody is not treating you right, cut them out of your life. You're not entitled to give them anything at all. And that includes your spare time. Just, I don't know, don't waste your time on people who wouldn't waste their time on you. You know what I mean? Hang out with the people you care about and hold them close, because you never know when they'll be gone. Okay, that got weirdly apocalyptic, but that's okay. Let's kill this guy. Oh, never mind, he's a ninja. Okay, they're all ninjas. Ow. I'm glad that wasn't a farther fall. Alright, if I'm taking too much damage, I'll re-equip the thing. Uh-oh. Okay, we can just regenerate real quick. Oh, he teleported at the right time. There we go. Oh, he fell in lava. But yeah, so there's a couple stories for you. How long have I been streaming? We'll go to an hour. Or not streaming. How long have I been recording? Rather. Yeah. But with my videos, with the streams, I've been trying to come up with more creative titles, because those videos seem to perform better when I do have better titles. Like upgrades, that one performed really well. And the thumbnail is crap, so I redid all the thumbnails. By just like low effort. Like I think the crappy MS Paint drawings actually make the videos perform worse. So instead I'm just doing screen grabs from the stream that look vaguely interesting. Like I could do this one, and then I could go F1, and then I could go take a couple screenshots. Just like that. And that'll probably be the thumbnail for this video. Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe I'll just do recordings when I want to be more chill. Plus my family's on the internet anyway, so I probably couldn't stream properly. I don't know, streaming just, like, I have to stream for longer than I would want to record. Like, I could easily record for an hour. But streaming you gotta do for like a while. As I've talked about, like my goal is kind of stream as much as I can. Ideally 4 hours at least 3 days a week, like 4 hours straight at least 3 days a week. But you know, whenever I can do it as well, I'll also do it. But that's because I like am enjoying it. It's definitely like I getting a different form of enjoyment. Like it's not like I'm not enjoying Minecraft the same way I would normally playing it. Like I'll finish and I'll be exhausted. I won't be like, oh, that was fun playing games all day. And so, oh, there's a guy. Like, you know, like I'll still have had fun playing, but it feels more like I'm working than doing anything, like just playing a game. And that reminds me, actually, one thing I feel like some people that might not know, most people probably do, is that once you start working on anything, you'll start dreaming about it. Like once you start a new job, after a while you'll start dreaming about working at your job or being there. And I've been working for like about 2-3 weeks, I don't know, something like that. And I had my first dream about working a few days ago, but also in that same night I had my first dream about streaming, which is pretty funny. So it's like in one night I dreamt about both the things that I've been pretty much only exclusively doing. Like I haven't done much else. Like I mean, heck, I've been even maybe ignoring some responsibilities I probably should be paying attention to. But I'd rather just work on streaming and working. Yeah, so I'm just trying to plant everything so I don't have to carry it around. But yeah, it's fun to, you know, stream and all that. Feels like I'm, you know, getting value out of my effort. Oh, he found me. There we go. I'll just place the one. Yeah. But I thought maybe I could just do these little videos and like talk, and maybe I will edit this down. Like I'll probably upload the full hour, but then edit it down at a later date. I'm really not sure. I mean, like I said, I kind of just started recording because I wanted to gather some resources, but I didn't really want to do a full-on stream. But yeah, I've also been thinking of getting some music for streaming, but I don't want to just like grab like random stuff, obviously, because that can cause issues with like copyright, but also because yeah, I don't know, it feels less unique. So I've been talking to my one friend. He's our keyboardist in my band. I'm in a band, if you didn't know, and I'll talk about that more in a bit. Maybe today, maybe another day, who knows. But yeah, so I talked to him about maybe we do a few covers of a few songs. Also just for fun, and so we can get better, but also because it give me something to play on stream. It'd actually be fun to do. And so we've been thinking maybe once my best friend's back, because he's our band's guitarist. We can start covering some more songs and recording those, and then I can use those while I stream. But I also have to figure out like streaming all that. But I think I should be able to set up OBS hotkeys and just do that. At some point I should probably get like, you know, a designated device to help me with that. But for now, it's fine because, you know, I'm just doing this casually for now. I mean, I'd like to do more. I need to stop looking at the numbers so much. Like I totally understand when YouTubers are like, oh yeah, I spend so much time looking at the numbers, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it's really addicting to just stare at the numbers all day. Like, you know, see what went up, see what climbed, see what went down. But When I mean, it feels different when I'm doing it, I'm sure, because, you know, I'm not gaining or losing anything, but when it's like, you know, you're like, actually you get paid depending on how your stuff performs, yeah, you're going to be staring at that constantly because you're going to be like, ooh, this is performing better than usual. I have more money than a typical upload. Or, oh no, this is performing awfully. I'm going to have less money to, like, work in the next one. And so, you know, I think my perspective has changed a lot because originally I was like, oh, I could stream, and then, like, it was kind of the reverse, where instead of people being, you know, you always hear people go like, streaming's a hobby, and then it became like work when they were successful. And for me, it was like, I could do this and try to become big, and then my brain, and then at some point, I was just like, this is just fun to do, and I was like, this is just like a hobby. And it's a lot more fun. And I think that's why I can do single player Minecraft. Like, if it was just me on my own playing single player, I probably wouldn't have that much fun. But because I'm recording and streaming it, it feels like it has a purpose. And I think just in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, I could be working. I could be, you know, I could be making something. And that's pretty much what I do every time I play a video game. Is like, ah, I should have recorded that. Like, I'll finish playing a game and I'll be like, ah, dang, I should have been recording the whole time so I could upload something. And so streaming has been a good way to just get around and do it, which is nice. One unfortunate thing is by losing access to all the Adobe products, because my school account removed them, I can't ever finish uploading my cake baking video from 2 years ago. Actually, it might now be coming up on 3 years ago. I baked a cake for my birthday for a video, and then I never finished it. And like, it was literally basically done. Like, I whittled it down to 10 minutes of footage. I had like, I think I already cut and edited literally everything. So it's like at this point, it was literally just like add music and make the audio sound good, and that would be it. But when I went to start editing it again, I when I went to start editing the whole video a second time, or not the second time, like I switched devices from my laptop to a computer, and when I transferred the files, I never transferred the audio file because I recorded everything, all the audio on my microphone that I'm using right now. On my laptop, and then I recorded the video using my phone, so that way I could have half decent audio that was less echoey. And so I had a separate audio file, but I never grabbed that, and so I just didn't edit the video. And now I just lost all that footage. I mean, I still have the file. It's just like a question of like, It does also mean I lost. I mean, at this point, it basically means I've lost access to everything that was on Adobe. And so, which like sucks, but I don't have that much that I haven't already have a real life copy of the finished design or downloaded physically and all that jazz. So it's not a big deal. Today, actually, it took me a sec to start recording because I was so worried about running out of storage or something. Oh, you rat. I was worried about running out of storage, so I deleted all the Adobe files, all the Adobe Suite stuff, because I didn't need them, because they don't do anything for me anymore. So I deleted all those. I'm trying to find a new direction to travel, but I can't find one. So I deleted all those files, like not files, but like all the Adobe Suite stuff. So like I deleted Photoshop, you know, Premiere, all that jazz to make room. And I went from like only 40 gigabytes left on my machine, and I have like 500 total. I went from 400 40 left on my available all the way up to 200. And that wasn't just from like deleting Adobe stuff. Like I also uninstalled some other apps. Like I uninstalled Apex Legends. And that's just because my computer is just like a little bit too weak to run the game comfortably. And so I was like, no real point in having it. And that's like 80 gigabytes. And then I also emptied my trash can, which is 20-ish gigabytes, and like cleared my desktop. Well, I guess my trash can was like 17, and then like I cleared some other stuff, and then it was like up to 20 plus. Oh, we have a lot. I mean, I guess we can go drop everything off. Yeah, so I cleared a lot of space on my computer, which is nice because I was just worried about it. Nope, there we go. Oh, we can make more. There we go. Look at that, a couple stacks of gold, tons of stacks of ender pearls, and blocks of quartz, a few stacks of magma blocks. We got some good stuff. Let's see. Okay, I've been recording almost exactly an hour, so I'll call it good here. And hey, I've already repaired all my tools, so this is actually a pretty successful recording. I got pretty much, basically now I have all the stuff I'll need for another stream, probably tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, if you guys prefer these like more chill stuff, I just felt like I could get some stories out. So maybe what I could do is at some point chop this up into just the story segments, make it a little cleaner, all that jazz. And then it's more digestible. But I don't know. Oh, ow. Not what I meant to do. Whatever. But yeah, I really like, you know, this playing on this hardcore world. There's the box. It looks goofy. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun to see like how I've grown. Like I think I've definitely gotten better at streaming, if only slightly, and I can definitely tell I still have a lot of work to do. Oh, there's just a regular one. Yep, I AFK'd for a while, so we have most of our villagers stocked. This is at max capacity. That's at max capacity. What happened here is that they were baby villagers, so actually, if we real quick just break some stuff and then funnel them there and press this button and they'll separate out slight if it works, and they should be able to drop in one by one. No, that didn't work at all. Seeing if I can maybe good enough. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, what happens is they still get here even though they're still babies, and the babies don't have a collision. Like the minecarts just go all the way through. But it mostly works. But yeah, so this is the whole area. I'm pretty proud of this, actually. Since it took a lot of effort to build. And it looks pretty cool. I mean, look at these designs. I'm really glad I added the smooth basalt. It's actually one of my favorite blocks to look at out of this. And you know, these big old open areas just look awesome. I'm really proud. This looks a little goofy, but that's whatever. Yeah, I got that new zombie. I'm pretty sure I gave him a diamond sword, but I did that off stream. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my little stories. They're fun to tell. Just some like things I thought would be fun to just say. But hey, this is to reward the YouTube viewers. I'm still looking out for you. Oh, and I just ruined that. Oh, and there's phantoms. And I should probably switch to my shovel. There we go. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna craft another double chest to carry all my stuff so I don't have to worry about making more chests. Please be quiet. Okay, that's it. You're getting turned off. Yeah, but this little recording was fun. I mean, it's just like a little, you know, casual thing. Didn't have anything important to say. Sorry if you were expecting that. But now all my tools are repaired. We got a bunch more resources. When I say a bunch more, I mean like I have slightly more magma blocks than I did before. I consider that a bunch. And we also got a couple stacks of gold, so hey. That's nice. That's where all my iron bars were. I accidentally crafted more. Well, not accidentally, I purposely crafted more. Assuming I didn't have any. Yeah, they're there. I didn't repair my hoe. Oh, never mind, my hoe's fine. So there, yeah, we got plenty of ender pearls, which I'm super excited about. Let me just reorganize everything real quick. And I gotta start keeping this hoe on me. Yep, so thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, thanks for sticking around. I really like this little hardcore world I've made. Also consider doing one of these. Actually, I've used this building too much in my screenshots, in my what's the word? Thumbnails. So what I'll do instead is I'll take a photo here ish. Wonder if I can okay. Now we're talking. Then we F1. Take that out of my hand, and then we Windows print screen a few times. Alright. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is fun. Bye. Have a nice day.